I would like to, of course, show you a glimpse of today's speakers. Right now you see only the first presenters, but I hope that Professor Peter 𝘱𝘢𝘊𝘂 will be also joining us. But before that, I would like to mention who is behind today's session. This is My German University, a database where you can find English short study programs offered by German universities. Some of them are fully English, others are partially English, so also including German component, which is another great chance of advancing your language skills. The study finder that you see right now is a demo version, because when you click on it, and I will also show you the glimpse of that in a minute, you will see much more filters that are there for you to adjust, and then you are filtering for the exact programs that could be interesting for you. So you can also find lots of very informative articles translated into multiple languages on our page. Those articles are worth of your time, as they are written by internationals who know what should be highlighted, who have gone through the process of application to study programs, to I don't know, dormitories, and also visa process. So just feel free to use this chance of reading out everything for free, and maybe in your native language as well. And of course, to stay connected, we have webinars. The webinars are separated into two groups. We have general and subject webinars. Today you're attending, of course, a subject webinar, but in case you have general questions about UniAssist visa, scholarships, and studying in Germany, feel free to join our general webinars as well, where my colleagues Marie and Oliver present them, and there you can also have this 30 minutes of Q&A to discuss your questions. This is our team, very international. We are based in Hamburg, Germany, but our backgrounds are from different countries. And of course, all of us have studied and lived in Germany. That's why we are happy to share this information with you. All right. As I said in the beginning, the study finder, which you can see right now, has much more filters. All of this here have a different breakdowns, and you can filter for programs. Of course, we always advise checking, like in this case, you can also check for media studies, media engineering, and other things in study subject, and you can combine multiples. So right now I filtered it for media studies because of the name of the webinar, but as I mentioned, you can also check it for media engineering or communication or other things, and then you see the number. The first natural breakdown will be into bachelor and masters, and then in case you are not that confident in your German right now and you want to go for English only programs, you have a filter for that. And there are much more things, for example, about finances, application mode, about program features. Maybe you already have your English tests available and searching for specific programs that are accepting your English score. So all of that is possible. And then you can even sort the programs according to the preferences. So according to application, deadline, location, or some other things. And all of that is just made so that you save time and find most suitable program. In case you want to just have an overview of how it feels studying media studies and many other subjects in German, you can check our subject pages. Those subjects pages provide overview of rankings, tuition fees, application, admission. Here, I would like to mention that this is just general overview because all programs have different application mode, admission requirements, and the documents that they request are also different. So please always check, and especially for deadlines, never generalize deadlines because all programs have different deadlines, and that's really important to make sure that you apply correctly with relevant documents and in time, because if you just think that all programs in Germany have deadline in July, which is not correct, and you will hear that today as well. Another advice is that please always make sure that you get well acquainted with the program content, because all programs, you shouldn't be guessing the content of a program by the name only. All programs are really different, and to make sure that your expectations are met and also your background is relevant, it's always advisable not to be guided only by fees, rankings, or names, but really to dive into the program content and select one according to that. briefly about the university landscape in Germany. There are two types of universities. There are universities and University of Applied Sciences. Today we have two professors who are here also in case if you have questions about it. But from my side, I want to mention that universities usually have programs that are more research theory oriented. University of Applied Sciences usually have programs that are more application practice oriented, but always, again, depends on program content. There could be exceptions on both sides. As always, do not generalize. Another suggestion will be to check programs according to subject, not program name. So if you are searching, if you already know the program that you want to apply to, of course, you can type its name. However, if you are browsing and discovering the programs offered in Germany, so don't filter by program name because you cannot guess all the program names. And if you write only media, then you are missing different things. That's why we advise you to select by subject. Now, as mentioned, I would like to give the virtual mic to Professor Dr. Marlene Harter, who will be talking about Communication and Media Engineering Master's Program. The typo here, please excuse it. Some blick of the program is on the left side, and of course the location on the map as well. Now I stop the screen share, and the virtual mic is yours.
Okay, thank you for the introduction. So also Ulrike Nordau is along with me, and she will share the slides of communication and media engineering. And we'll start with the first part, some general information about Offenburg, where we are located, and about our university. And in the second part, I will talk in detail about the study program, Communication and Media Engineering. So I hand over to you, Ulrike.
So welcome, everybody. Hope you're interested in our program Communication and Media Engineering. First, I talk about where Offenburg is lying. So we are located in the south of Germany, very close to the border of France. Maybe you already know Strasbourg, and also not far from Switzerland. As you can see from the photo, we are surrounded by vineyards, which make it to a very interesting area to live in. So, but it's not only that we live in a nice surrounding. We have many big companies that might be interesting for you during your studies and after your studies, where you can go for your master thesis, do projects, or probably find a job after you finished your studies and you can stay in the area. So maybe you know Mercedes and Porsche is one of the famous companies in our area. So the university is not so big, so we have 3,800 students at the moment. 400 are international students. So this makes, we have small groups and all students have the chance to get to know the professors know the student, which is a big advantage compared to big universities. So now I hand over to Professor Harter. She's going to talk about the program itself.
Yeah, so thank you, Ulrike. So I will continue with the program. So actually, computer and communication and media engineering is an interdisciplinary program, which is tailored to meet the challenges of the multimedia age. As we are in University of Applied Science, there's also a focus on practical experiments. Like you can gain practical experience in laboratories and also in research projects within the university. And yeah, we have a program, yes, a combination of communication engineering and media technology, but there's also a focus on general and non-technical knowledge. And we have also courses on project and scientific works. So please, the next slide. So just to give you a short overview of the modules. So the program is 4 semesters long, and on the bottom line, yeah, you can see the first semester. So we have a couple of engineering modules like computer science, signal and systems, and theory, but there's also transcultural media design, as well as there is a German language course and a course on international competencies. In the second semester, yeah, we have further courses on internet and media technologies, advanced digital signal processing, but there's also a module which goes over the second and third semester with elective modules. In wireless communication, we have, for example, antennas and wave propagation and software-defined radio. And in the third semester, in the wireless and sensor systems, we have courses like Internet of Things and automotive radar. Yeah, and also in the third semester, you have a module with management and scientific working skills, where we have a course on academic writing, on project management, and on presentation skills. And in the fourth semester, that's actually the final semester of this study program, you will conduct your master thesis. Typically, the students, they conduct their master thesis in industry, or there's also a possibility to do the master thesis at the university. So let's go to the next slide, just to show you some perspective. For example, Krishna Het, he is from India, and he studied communication and media engineering here in Offenburg. I think he has finished before 1 year, and now he is radar signal processing engineer at the Magna company, which is here located in Germany. And for example, 𝘸𝘠𝘕 she is now a software expert at 𝘱𝑒𝑘A Services Payment in Zurich, which is located in Switzerland. And now when we go to the next slide, yeah, just to give you a short overview about the program. Yeah, so the title of the degree, what you will get is a Master of Science, and the language of instruction is English. The program duration is 4 semesters, and the program starts once per year, which is in October. And the total number of credits you can get in this program is 120. Yeah, and now I will hand over to Ulrike again. I think you have to click one more time. And we can't hear you because your microphone is switched off.
So sorry. So as Professor Harter already mentioned, we have intake in winter semester. So the application season just started on the 1st of November and will last till 31st of March for applicants who reside outside EU. So this means you can apply only till end of March. For students who do not need a visa, the application season is open till 15th of July. There are some application requirements. So you should have an above average bachelor's degree in the fields of electrical engineering, information technology, or related fields. As it is a program taught in English language, you need to prove your English language skills. You should have a B2 level. We accept TOEFL or IELTS certificates, but we do not accept medium of instruction as proof of English proficiency. The state of Baden-Württemberg asked for tuition fees for non-EU citizens. So the fees are 1,500 euro per semester, plus the administration fee of 320 euro per semester, which makes 1,820 euro per semester. Besides our help during your studies, we also offer assistance in finding accommodation before you come here. So if you get an admission and accept it, we will arrange accommodation. So when you come to Offenburg, you will have an apartment or a room in a student's residence already. We have also senior students who will assist you before you arrive here. He will collect you from the train station when you arrive here, and they give you some advice in the first weeks of your stay at Offenburg University. Every program, every international master program has an own coordinator, so you can always contact the coordinators for all kinds of questions about the study program, but also if you have some personal issues, you can always come and talk to the coordinator. We also offer a summer language school in September where you have the chance to get into the German language before you start with your studies. The course is 3 weeks, intensive course, German language and cultural course every day. But you will also have German language course during your studies. We always prepare a cultural and social program for our studies. So we do excursions, get together, so you get to know students from other study programs as well, and also the surrounding in the area of mostly Baden-Württemberg. The university also has a sports program. We have an own sailing boats. As we are in the Black Forest, it's kind of there are mountains around, and you can do mountain biking. We offer dance courses at the university. We also have the unique senior service. These are senior citizens of the city of Offenburg, and they give you an insight into German family life. So they invite you for cooking, for holidays. They spend a lot of time with you and show you a different part of daily life in Germany. We also have job application trainings and a huge recruiting fair at the university every year, where you have the chance to get to know more than 100 companies in and around Offenburg. It's a good opportunity to find master thesis or job later. And we have a very nice international alumni network. So about the cost of living, they rise everywhere. So if you come to Germany to study, yeah, you need around 1,000 euro per month. So most of the students who need a visa have to open a blocked account anyways, so where they have to put in 1,000 euro for the first year in order to get a visa in Germany. Here are some photos from our cultural programs and events. You see we go do hiking in the Black Forest, but we also go to the Alps for sledging and seeing snow. We have very nice international evening where the students are able to present their home countries and also cook some delicacies from the region where they come from. Thank you for your attention. This was it from our side. We're looking forward to many applications and hope you are really interested in our program, Communication and Media Engineering.
Thank you very much for the presentation to both of you and for the important details you have provided. I think that one of the things that people will catch is also about the housing thing, which is very unique that people get something when they arrive already. It's very different from what I have heard so far. Thank you very much for all the insights, dear attendees. The program page, info package, and the contact information is there. Feel free to contact them directly if you have any further questions after today's session, after you think once again about this program. Now I will share my screen, and thank you, Professor Schumacher, for making it today. There were some technical things, but he's still here, so thank you very much for joining. And this is another program on master's levels, again, Master Arts, Media, Technology and Society from Darmstadt University of Applied Sciences. The program has 2 intakes, so when I post the deadlines in the chat, pay attention to that as well. I will stop the screen share and
our program called Media, Technology and Society. It's basically we switched it from a Master of Arts to a Master of Science recently. It's based, or we are aiming at students on the one hand internationals, and on the other hand students from our 2 programs called Online Journalism and Online Communication. We have about 50% of internationals right now, some Germans from other universities, and a lot of international students from all over the world. Our program is aiming not so much on the technical, like engineering side of media, although we discuss programs in our program, we discuss questions on the ethical use of technology, for example, the impact that technology has on the society, the impact of media and technology. So we are in the triangle between media, technology, and society. You can contact me on the program or my colleague Sebastian Pranz. I will show you a little bit insights on our program, which basically is a program aimed at students either with a bachelor degree with 180 or with 210 credit points coming to us. So we have a variant with 4 semesters and a second one with 3 semesters. That means that you can start your studies either in winter term or in summer term. And we have different timelines for the application for these 2 variants. Basically, it's for the 4 semester variant, students start with an internship. We would prepare you in a little seminar for this. We would discuss with you the opportunities you have to find an internship in the field of media and technology. Usually, we take students that have bachelor's degree or equivalent in the field of media research, communication theory, communication, whatever is connected with communication. So we have some students that bring in some background in journalism, some that bring back background more in public relations, for example. In our program, there are different seminars and blogs and workshops, which makes it a bit not, when you first look at it from the outside, you might think it's not like, I do not really understand which is the path to go and where do I end with this program. Actually, we try to reflect what people that study with us bring in as their competences, their questions, the questions they have, and we are trying to give a set of methods, a set of theories to apply on different fields of media and technology and society. And that means that students can, to a certain extent, follow their own path through our program. So the outcome can be different from the personal needs and interests the students have. And we very much ask our students to get into contact with the other students and to learn from each other as well as from our experiences. In the middle of our program, the most important, for us at least, the most important block is the laboratory, which is in either the second and third or the first or second semester, depending on the variant you are studying, which is taught by 2 or 3 of our colleagues, and it is a kind of, well, you could maybe say a kind of open space where we try to work on different topics that either the students or we come up with and discuss them. And in this field of study, you can also work on papers on topics you want to work on that have to deal with the obviously with the field of our studies, but you're quite open to do different things, and you can also work in groups. In the first lab, we are trying to focus a little bit more on the conception of media, and in the second on the research, which is like the preparation for the master thesis. I have to say that we are not a practical program in the sense of producing media, but we are trying to give you a perspective on media as and the impact of media in the society, on the impact of technology from a bit broader perspective. So usually students that come to us are already very proficient in the sense of being able to produce media content, and we are trying to not to double this, but to broaden a little bit the experience and to open the views to a different perspective. So this is what we're doing in the laboratory. Basically, it's usually a group of about 20 students, not more, where we very intensely can work every week on your topics, and that will end in a little research driven project. Then we have one seminar on technology and the other one on sustainable society. So you have, on the other hand, on the first hand, you have technology. Then we have in the second semester, society as, you can understand that as a view on perspectives on changing society, on transformation in the society under the perspective of sustainability. So we have technology, we have society, and obviously then we have media and communications, which is a little bit more into depth of media perspective, media theories, as well as transformation in media. Then we have a part of either methods, seminars on methods, and on the other hand, seminars on topics. This is more or less our elective catalog. That means that usually you have different electives to choose from in the second and then the third semester, or in the first or second semester. And then when we after the topics, you will have the third or fourth semester with your master's thesis, which is basically a research-driven master thesis where you will work with on a research question that you can choose from. And yeah, that's basically our program. To apply, you can find more information on the application on this website, or if you just Google MTS HDA, then you will find this website that gives you all the information on the application process. We have an application test, which is written, some written requirements that we need from you to see if you bring all the competences that you that would be helpful for you in our studies. So it's basically in English, where you in the core of the process write a little research proposal, so that we can see that if you're able to do this in English and to meet the standards of scientific writing. Yeah, well, that's our program. We are looking for applications either in summer or in winter semester. If you have any questions, you can contact me or Sebastian Pranz on that. You will find our contact data as well on the website.
Thank you very much, Professor, for the details and information. Today we are good in time, so we can gladly discuss all the questions that already came in. Dear attendees, as mentioned, the program pages and the contact details. Right now I did the one for Sebastian Pranz, but I'll also post for Professor Schumacher the email address from him as well. Now let's take some of the questions. Professor, as you have already finalized or just finalized, maybe I can start with you. The questions. Hi, do students work with Adobe Creative Suite?
As we do not really produce media, we have the software, but it's not in the focus of our program to work with that.
Okay. And as a follow-up, are there opportunities to cooperate with local NGOs?
Yes. I mean, we have, like, in our programs in the bachelor, we have a lot of cooperations on the local level when it comes either to journalism or to online communication, public relations, where students do projects with either enterprises or with NGOs or whatever. So if you have a research question or a question to develop a campaign, for example, and do some research for an NGO on the topics of media and communication, this is something that is possible.
Mm-hmm. Maybe two questions for Offenburg now. Professor Harter already answered them in written, but just to maybe mention them once again. First one was about the recommendation, letter of recommendation. Is it from academic advisor? And then Professor mentioned that yes, it should be from two, either from academic advisor or industry. Dear Ulrike, do you have any hints or suggestions? What is better, like to have it one from one person and second from a different, or just any tips for the recommendation letter?
Yeah, for applicants who have already professional experience, it always makes sense to have one from professors from the university and the other one from a supervisor from from a company. But students who are, or applicants who are studying in the last semester, they can only submit recommendation letters from professors, and so we do not necessarily need professional experience to apply for the CME program.
Mm-hmm. And a technical thing in this regard, for this recommendation letter should be submitted by students, or do professors need to send them separately?
We accept both, but we prefer if they are submitted directly from the professor.
Ah, okay, good to know. Thank you very much. Professor Schumacher, application question to you. If I don't have a proof of special achievement, is that a big problem?
A proof of what?
Special achievements. I think.
Oh yeah, it's not a big problem, but if you have something, it will help. I mean, special achievements is a very broad category in our application process. That means maybe you have experience in a field near communication, or you have worked like a volunteer in some NGO or whatever. Whatever you think it could be interesting from your CV, please point it out in your application. Yeah, we are very open to very different angles and perspectives in this point of our application process.
Thank you very much. As expected, a visa-related question. So maybe let's start with Offenburg. Because of the potential long visa waiting times, is it possible to join the program first online and then in person?
So there is no online offer. So the best is you get the visa to be able to arrive for the start of the lectures, but it's always possible to join up to like 3 weeks later. But after that, it really does not make sense, because in the first semester, there are only mandatory courses and labs, and for labs you have to attend. So arriving like in December, you will not be able to really do the first semester. So in this case, yeah, we say 3 weeks after the start of the lectures is the latest time to join.
Thank you. Professor Schumacher, because your program has 2 intakes, is it possible to start the next semester?
Yeah, once you're accepted, you can start. I think it's valid for about 1 year or 2 years. So if you have any problems with the visa, you can always start in the next semester. And some students do that. And we have a similar procedure as in Offenburg. So if students come like 2 or maybe 3 weeks late, we can always integrate them in the classes, but otherwise it's a bit difficult. We don't have an online variant, so it's more or less the same as an Offenburg.
Thank you. Do you again the question for you, Professor Schumacher, but I think it's again no, because you mentioned about not producing. Its question is recording studios. Do students come across those?
Yeah, we have all this technical equipment because we have bachelor programs on the level of sound and music production, on animation and game. So we have all this there, but it's not important for our courses as we do not really produce media. Yeah, we would do research on media, like how do people perceive certain media. We would do research to conceptualize media for certain groups maybe, but we would not in this program produce media. This is what we do in the bachelor's program.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Could you briefly mention about the class sizes? Maybe first with Ulrike, we could say like how many students usually are
So
there?
we have 25 seats.
Okay.
And in the past, we had around 25 students, but due to the tuition fees in the state of Baden-Württemberg, our groups are smaller in the last year. So we are usually, at the moment, we have around 15 students per semester, which is very nice for the students.
Yeah. Professor Schumacher, the same question for you.
Yeah, we have about 25 to 30, but in practice you will find courses with 20 maximum, maybe 22 students, and in the electives the groups can be even smaller, like 10, 12 students.
This is great because then at dear attendees you have this one-to-one contact to professors, to lecturers, and yeah, you're just there to grab all the knowledge they have and use it for your benefit. And also it's nice because you can always follow up with questions. And because I also studied in a smaller group, the program on masters, and I always find it really advantageous because the discussions and everything is very vivid and you are not in a seminar hall with 200 people just listening. Great. I see no more open questions. Dear attendees, I just want to mention two things. For the 𝘱𝘓𝘪𝘥 University, the application is done through the university system. So this is one to take into account, and the application deadline is 31st of March for if you are coming from outside of EU. And for the Darmstadt University, the application is done through UniAssist. So dear attendees, make sure that you register on UniAssist, upload documents there, and don't start the application from the program page. So once again, for further information, feel free to contact the program coordinators directly. The information is in chat, and then the slides will be distributed next week.